Hey there, Treasure Hunt fans. Your pal Big D back here again with another weekly news announcement. This is going to be for Tuesday, November 13th, 2018. Now, I know the first thing you're probably saying is, you post this a little early for once. Normally, you don't do this till Monday nights, and you are correct. However, this is I have a 3-day weekend this weekend in honor of Veterans Day, which is on Sunday, but it's being observed on Monday. So I thought I'd get this up a little bit early, so people could watch a little bit, check this out, because I know a lot of places are closed on Monday anyway. So figured why not. So let's get started here. So what I like to do with these videos is I talk to people about what's coming out this week, what's coming out next week, and then what has been announced, to which there wasn't a whole lot announced this week. So yeah, let's get started. So for this Tuesday, the 13th, it's a pretty decent release week again, like last week was. Last week was pretty crazy. I gotta admit, I almost felt a little bit overwhelmed by the amount of stuff that came out, the amount of things I really wanted to get, and some of it I couldn't. Some of it I knew would be Black Friday, so I held off on, and there was just some things I just absolutely had to grab, like Superman 4K. So it was a pretty big release week, and this week is too. Fortunately, I know for me, not necessarily everything I do want to get. There are quite a few things I do, but yeah, we'll hopefully get that along along down the road when it goes a little bit cheaper, some of this stuff. So let's get started. So first off, and don't forget, there is a Criterion sale going on right now at Barnes & Noble. So the first title coming out this week is Some Like It Hot. That will be out this week, the Marilyn Monroe classic. And it is right now on Barnes & Noble. Once it comes out, it will be 50% off. It's a Criterion Collection movie, so bam, instead of paying 40, you pay 20. It's a good deal. Next, we have the Rambos 1 through 3 coming out in 4K. Now, I'm going to give you a side caveat on this one. I'm excited about those coming out. I would suggest and I would recommend you wait until Black Friday for those 3 titles, because they're listed at $14.99 for sale this starting Tuesday. However, on Black Friday and that Black Friday weekend, they'll be $7.99 a piece. So it'll be literally almost half off. So you may want to wait on those. Also this week, and the 2 big titles for me this week, the most ones I'm most excited about is Star Trek Discovery Season 1 is coming out on Blu-ray this week. It's coming out on Blu-ray, and it's coming out in a Steelbook, a Best Buy exclusive that looks amazing. Then, let's see here, the next movie coming out, and this is a big one for me too, and I'm actually going to attach my link to both Star Trek and this movie down below to my reviews of them. But the second movie coming out, the second big movie for me coming out this week is The Meg. That comes out this week on DVD, Blu-ray, 4K Steelbook, and the Steelbook looks amazing. It looks awesome. You gotta, just need to check it out. That's gonna be a Best Buy exclusive. Also, I don't know that Target or Walmart will have any exclusives on either one of those titles, but I know the Best Buy will. So if you're looking for the exclusives, that's the place to go. Shout Factory is releasing 2 movies this week. The Jerk, which oddly enough is one of my top favorite movies of all time. I absolutely love that movie. I've loved that movie since I was a kid. When I first saw it, when I wasn't supposed to watch it, but I watched it on HBO one night when my parents went around. And the other one is Single White Female, another really good movie. I know it's been available on DVD. I don't know if it's ever been available on Blu-ray before. And if it has, I've never seen it, so that is coming out. They're also releasing a steelbook of Dances with Wolves this week by Shout Factory as well, which it does look pretty cool. Looks pretty cool, and I do like when they release their steelbooks. They do a really good job on them, so that might be one to pick up down the road. The Mark Wahlberg movie Mile 22 with Lauren Cohen from The Walking Dead does come out this week as well. I really wanted to see that in the theaters, but I think it lasted like a week. So, yeah, I didn't get a chance to see it, so hopefully I get to see it then. Another movie coming out, and this one I believe has a steelbook with it, which I'm not really sure why, but the movie Alpha, about the dog, I don't really know much about it, but I know it was some dog that finds a new master or something, and I think he was a military dog or something. I'm not really sure. Let me know in the comments below if you know what the movie's about, because I honestly have no idea. Disney's going to be releasing Olaf Frozen Adventures, and I'm wondering if that's the one that was on some movie earlier this year that every parent was flipping out about, because it was like a 25 minute movie before they got out into their actual movie that was supposed to be playing. So I believe that is the one, and that'll be out this week. A Basic Instinct 2 comes out this week on Blu-ray. I just find that funny. I don't know. Let's see here. The Marine 6, which I stated last week. Wow, they just keep going with those things. Marine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, The Miz is cashing in on that stuff. We have Preacher season 3 coming out next week. MVD, the company MVD, is going to be putting out Bright Lights Big City with Michael J. Fox, which was a really good movie because it was a big departure for him. He'd been doing Family Ties, Back to the Future, and all these like movies where he was like the good guy. And this one, he's kind of like he kind of falls apart. Like I believe, like he just his life is not so good. He's not just the greatest guy. So it was quite a big difference for him than what he'd done in the past. And we also have, what's this on here? Oh, the Blood Island collection, which I don't know, but looks really cool. It's a collection of like 3 movies all put together. It's kind of expensive, but it looks really cool. And then the last one coming out this week is The Satanic Rites of Dracula, coming out on Blu-ray. It's a classic. I believe it's a Hammer movie from the 70s. Those are actually pretty good movies. If you've never seen a Hammer movie before, you should check them out. They actually did a really good job back then. They had a lot of really good practical effects and a lot of they got some big name people to be in their movies back in the day, and they put out some good stuff. But they were back then they were kind of controversial because they were considered a lot of times too gory because they use a lot of blood. Of course, by today's standards, they're mild, but they're really good movies. So if you get a chance to check it out. So that is it for this week. Coming up, let's talk about next week. Next week, that's going to be the week of Thanksgiving, which is also the week of Black Friday. Yes, I talk about Black Friday a lot because I'm excited about it because that's where I get a good large portion of my movie collection in because I get it for dirt cheap. Let's see, but we do have it coming out next week. Will be 2001 4K. Now, some people got this early. I believe that Amazon got some of their copies early and they sent them out to some people, but there was an issue with it. Like they didn't press enough copies of it, so they had to go back and make some more. So it officially is coming out for everybody else on the 20th. And that will there's a special edition steelbook by Best Buy as well on that one. Also, Scream Factory, is releasing a really cool collector's edition of Candyman, like the one that I showed you when I did my Creepshow video. Releasing the same thing for Candyman, which is a great movie. I actually met Tony Todd a few years ago because he was also in Star Trek, and I was at a convention, and he was there. Really cool guy, really, really nice. Really looking forward to that. It's actually a really good movie. It's a good horror flick. They're also releasing, the same company, Scream Factory, is releasing Urban Legend 1 and 2 that week. I was a big fan of the first one. I remember seeing the second one, I think, once when it was in theaters, but I don't remember it. I remember it didn't stay with me. So usually if a movie doesn't stay with me, where I can't go back and go, oh yeah, and it ends up not being the best. I guess maybe not the best. I have to watch it again. But also, 2 movies I'm really excited about coming out this week, and I've been waiting for a long time. The first one being Young Guns 2. Young Guns came out like years ago on Blu-ray, and Young Guns 2 has never come out. Warner Brothers, I don't know what their problem is. They're finally releasing that. And the other Emilio Estevez classic, Free Jack. I love Free Jack. If you haven't seen that movie, you've got to watch it. It's a great movie. It's got Rene Russo and Anthony Hopkins. I think it's Anthony Hopkins. Just a great movie. It's about this guy who there's like it's kind of hard to explain. You just have to watch it. It's kind of a time travel thing with a little bit of a lot of action intermixed, stuff like that. But it's a really good movie. And then also, let's see here. So those are being released, although I want to say this. I tried to pre-order both of those 2 movies, and Amazon didn't have them for pre-order available at all. They're both listed as Sony movies, which I find funny, because I don't know why they would be listed that way, since Warner Brothers put them both out, but the website that I went on lists them as Sony, so I have no idea. This is kind of getting me nervous, like with Return of the Living Dead, the Night of the Living Dead remake, and the Evil Dead uncut version of the 2013 version. Sony had those as well. So they came out supposedly a couple weeks ago, and I can't find them anywhere. You can't get them anywhere, and if you do find them, they're really, really expensive. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen with these 2 as well. That same company, Scream Factory, Shot Factory, is releasing 2 steelbooks next week as well. They're releasing Streets of Fire, and if you haven't seen that one, it's a rock and roll musical, and it's actually really good. It stars Michael Paré and a young Rick Moranis. It's really, really good. The soundtrack is amazing in it. Just trust me, check it out. Also, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. Now, they released Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure earlier this year, so now they're just catching up and releasing Bogus Journey. And I'm almost wondering if that's because they're getting ready for, because I know that Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter have both announced that that a new one's coming out. They're working on a new Bill and Ted movie, so that was coming to Steelbook. And the Steelbook looks choice. Instead of it like being all purple and blue like the Excellent Adventure is, Bogus Journey is like yellow and red because they go to hell and stuff like that. So it looks really cool. So definitely check that out. Let's see here. The movie Kin comes out. And I have no idea what that movie's about, but there's a steelbook coming out by Best Buy, so you might want to check that out. And then the last one, this is a big one. This movie made a ton of money in theaters, and that's Crazy Rich Asians. That does come out next week as well, and that movie was a monster hit all over the world. It's not my typical type of movie, but I did go see it, and I do have to say it was actually a really good movie. I do highly recommend it. It was actually a lot of fun, a lot of great laughter and one-liners. Is it predictable? Oh yeah, it's predictable, but still. Her name is Constance Wu, I think her name is, the main actress. She's also in Fresh Off the Boat. She is spot on awesome in that movie. I actually like her as an actress, so that's part of the reason, other than my wife wanted to see it, was the other reason why I decided to go see it, and I highly recommend it. It is a really good movie. So that's it for next week. And like I said, it's not an overly big week, and that's because it's Thanksgiving that week. It's Black Friday, so they got a bunch of stuff. Now, I can tell you this. None of the movies coming out next week will be on the Black Friday ad. I did not see any of the ads, so you don't have to worry about that. But like I said earlier, the Rambos will be. The Meg won't, Star Trek won't, but the Rambos will be on sale. So if you're really interested in those, I really, really highly recommend waiting, because $7.99 is a much better price to pay than $14.99. So with that being said, the last thing I want to talk about too, it's announcements that came out last week. Now, there was no really major studio announcements last week. It was mostly Shout Factory, Scream Factory that announced a bunch of stuff for the beginning of the year. So the two movies that aren't by that company, one's called White Boy Rick with Matthew McConaughey, and that actually comes out on Christmas. I don't know how it's going to work, but it's listed right now on December 25th. Most retailers I know, other than online retailers, are closed on that day, but hey. And the other one is King of Thieves. It seemed to me I saw a preview for that a while ago. I remember us thinking something like that looks kind of good, but that one comes out on the 21st of January. Now, these next few movies are all Scream Factory, Shout Factory movies, and they'll be out next year as well. The first one is Used Cars, and I believe that one has Kurt Russell in it, and that one comes out on the 26th of February. Then we have the Poison Ivy collection. I got a kind of kick out of this, because I don't know if you know about the Poison Ivy movies, but the first one starred, I believe, was Drew Barrymore. Then the second one starred, it was in Commando, and you know what I'm talking about. But the second one, and then they got a couple random actors to do the third and fourth. At least Alyssa Milano, that was the second one. And then they got a couple other random actors to do the third and the fourth movie. I thought that was kind of funny, but they're releasing all 4 movies in a set, and it comes out on the 12th of February. Legally Blonde 2-pack, so both Legally Blonde movies, and I believe they just announced a Legally Blonde 3, but they're releasing the first two in a special edition 2-movie set coming out on the 21st of January. And the last one is The Mole People, and that one comes out on the 26th of February. So that is it. That is what's coming out this week, next week, and what was announced. It wasn't a whole lot announced this week, but again, I think they're going to start scaling that back a little bit now and focus mostly on the holiday. That's kind of what they do every year. We will see a few more titles trickle out for announcements. It'll be out like January, February, because some of the movies that came out, like I know they've announced Halloween. That comes out in January, and there's been a few other ones. You'll see some of these other movies, like I'm sure Venom is very imminent in being announced. I heard rumors they've already announced Bohemian Rhapsody for June of next year. That seems a little far away for me, but it could be possible. I have a funny feeling that'll end up coming out like in February or something like that. But that's it. Thank you all for watching the video. Please click the like button if you like this video. Leave me some comments down below. Are any of these movies coming out? Are you excited about them? Are you like me and like Star Trek and Meg? You're like, oh my god, I gotta have them. I mean, I even want to kind of get the 3D version of Meg. I mean, it was really good because I saw it twice in theaters. The 3D was really good in that movie, so I'm really tempted to get the 3D in that as well. But leave me some comments down below. Are you going to get any of these movies? Did you see any of these things in theaters? Let me know what you think. Please click the subscribe button if you want to see more videos by Big D. And thank you, by the way. I have gotten several new subscribers recently, and I really do appreciate you guys jumping on, and I hope you continue to enjoy my content. Click the little bell on the side there so you get notified when I post new videos. As always, thank you guys again for watching my video. Really, really appreciate you guys are awesome. Everybody, please take care. Always remember to keep hunting. You honestly just never know what you're going to find. I'm going to do a hunting video here later this week. What I found last couple weeks, I found some really good stuff for really dirt cheap. So I'll be doing a video for that. You guys rock. You're awesome. Everybody take care, and always remember, live long and prosper.